and let's crack on. So, what we're going to talk about today is about Christmas and how we can bridge that December through to January gap. So, like the next 2.5, 3 weeks, and can you believe it's like 10 sleeps till Christmas? Sickening. It's crazy. It's crazy how fast it's gone. So, we're going to talk about little steps that you can put in place and things to be mindful about on how you can stay on track and maintain throughout Christmas. So, this is for you if you're usually pretty disciplined through the year or you want to be disciplined, but when you hit December, you just feel chaotic. Like you don't want to completely write off having fun at Christmas. You still want to enjoy some of Christmas, like enjoy the food, enjoy parties, having a drink and everything. But you also don't want to go into January feeling like a slug, like just feeling a little bit crap. Perhaps you're tired of that on-off cycle. So 1 week on a Monday starting like, oh yeah, I'm really motivated. I'm going to do really well this week. Then come Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you kind of slowly taper off. And then by Friday, Saturday, you're like, oh, sorry, I'm going to start again on Monday. Perhaps you want to have a little bit more of a sustainable approach to your health and fitness. You don't want to dive all in and be this super healthy, fit person, but you want to find like a bit of a middle ground. Definitely want to get healthier and fitter, and you need to find that middle ground and you need a little bit more structure around it. Um, Perhaps you don't want to necessarily be tracking every single bite you're eating, but also at the same time, you don't want to say no to everything. You still want a mince pie here and there, or a glass of champagne, or whatever it is you prefer over Christmas. And you just want to feel like you've got a little bit more control over what you're eating, drinking, how much movement you're getting in. So at the moment, I would imagine like most of the women that I speak to and work with are kind of struggling with like their lack of routine at the moment. The routine is starting to slip. It's not quite as structured as it usually is. And you're starting to get decision fatigue. We're getting tired. We're switching off for the year. We've got that end of term mentality. And your brain is kind of slowly winding down. You're being pulled in all directions, whether it's like work parties, whether it's friends, social side of things, families, your kids, like so many kids' activities going on from like their Christmas parties through their Christmas events, their birthday parties, so many birthday parties. I've got like four already, five lined up for January already. Like there is so much going on at the moment. And you're struggling to find that time for yourself, like that time for you. And everything feels like a little bit of a decision where it's got to be all or nothing. Like there doesn't seem to be a middle ground. I know I'm certainly feeling a lot like that at the moment, but ultimately, this is the time of year you don't have to have your best habits. Like we're going to be it's going to be unrealistic to think that this is the time of year for your best habits. We just need that minimum the minimum effective habits that are going to keep you maintained where you are, so you don't necessarily spiral off, putting on weight. You don't end up sitting down, like not moving so much. You've still got it in your mindset to keep moving, staying active, eating relatively well, so that when you come to January, you've got a bit of momentum. You're not going in stalled and feeling like you're starting from scratch. So I want the mindset shift at the moment to be like it's you want to maintain with moments of intention. So from now till January, if you can maintain, that's fantastic. That's what we're looking to do. You don't need this transformation mindset. You don't need to have your best habits now. You need to dedicate minimum effective habits that are going to take you through to January so you feel good. You don't feel in January like I feel like a little bit shit. So we're going to talk today about my 3-lane festive strategy. So we've got 3 lanes, and this is your core thought process over Christmas from now until 2nd of January. So in lane 1, you're going to have your push days. And from now on, everything that we talk about is going to be focused around planning and getting ahead of the game. So in lane 1 are going to be your push days. These are your days where you choose that you're going to intentionally train, intentionally eat well, and hydrate. These don't have to be every day. Absolutely not going to be every day. If you can aim for maybe about there's 17 days from now until the 2nd of January. If you can aim for maybe between about 4 to 6 push days in that duration, then that's a really good starting point. So during these days, I would recommend picking these days on your normal working days. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty much working definitely until Thursday this week, and then I'll be working probably Monday, Tuesday, and half of Wednesday next week. So I know that I've got another 3 days this week that are standard working days for me. So on those standard working days, I'll be making sure I get my workouts in. I will be making sure I kind of stay on track. These will be my push days. So days when you're doing your normal working days, you don't have social events, or if you do, they're ones you feel like, do you know what, I've got a bit of control over this, and also the lower stress days as well. Lane two, these are your hold days. On these days, these are going to be majority of your days. So most of your days. On these days, these are going to be your days where life is a bit busier. You're feeling like it's December. You've got that Christmas spirit running through you, but they're manageable. You've got lots on, but you can take more control over the situation. So your goal on these days is to maintain. You don't need to improve. You don't need to go above and beyond. You've just got to maintain. So I'll go into a bit more detail on what this means further on. And for these days, I want you to aim for about 7 to 9 out of the 17 days of these. I will be recording all of this and I will send it all through to you after, because there's probably quite a lot to take in now. And at the end, you've got a little bit of homework to do. So I will send it all through to you. Lane three, these are your days. These are your enjoy days. But I want you to pre-decide them. I would like you to sit in your calendar, have a look at your calendar and pick the days where you would like to fuck it. Like, just go for it, enjoy yourself, eat, drink, do what you like have a really nice time, because ultimately life is about enjoying yourself, Christmas especially, like going out, having fun. I love Christmas food. I love mince pies. I love, I mean, there was a packet, they're gone now, of those dairy milk festive, not festive, Christmas pudding things on the side. I love things like that. I love chocolate coins. I can't be in and near them because otherwise I just sit and eat them. But Christmas is time to enjoy yourself. You don't have to fully hold back on everything. You just need to have a more targeted approach. So lane three, enjoy days. These are the days, for example, like Christmas days, your big party days, whether you've got your work party, like family celebrations, maybe Christmas, New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve. Aim for about 3 to 4 of these out of your 17 days. So 3 to 4 where you can pretty much be like, fuck it, let's go for it. But what I don't want you to do is to turn your enjoy days into enjoy weeks. So you take that day, do what you like in that day, but the next day you wake up and you have a maintained day. So let's nip in, because typically during this time of year, it's often the food and drink that are going to slow down our progress and where we're going. So here are some guidelines, rough guidelines on what you can be mindful of over the Christmas period to be eating so that you can kind of stay on track. So I would say for your main meals, typically, I would recommend people, if they want to be mindful of what they're eating, start tracking your calories for 2 weeks, get a full picture of what it is you're eating and where your calories are coming from, and then use that like on MyFitnessPal and use that as your guide. Over Christmas, I don't think people need to be tracking their calories. There's too much. You don't need to do that. That's not fun either. So what I would like you to be mindful of is what you're eating and how it's like presented on your plate. So for your main meals on your plate, half of your plate to be protein and vegetables. A little quarter of your plate to be carbs. If you can get away with not having any carbs at all, go for it. Because ultimately, carbohydrates increase your insulin level. Your insulin level is your gateway to your fat loss. So when your insulin is high, your body won't burn fat. So the aim of the game when we want to lose weight is we want to keep our insulin levels really low. So if you can eliminate carbohydrates or reduce them quite significantly, then go for it. Like for me, I'm not fussed whether or not I have like rice on my plate or don't get me wrong, I do love a slice of toast, but I'm not fussed. I can quite easily take some of those elements out. If you can't and you do love your carbs, which is absolutely fine, opt for brown or whole grain over white. It will make such a considerable difference to how you feel like internally in your stomach and also how your body reacts and your even that in itself is a really good way to stay on track with your weight just by switching brown to white. And then a quarter of your plate fats. So when by fats, I mean like healthy fats um, as well. So if you have a buffet, so that's like a sit down meal or something when you have control over your plate. If you have, if you're going to having a buffet or if there's party food, I would say always first of all with party food, get a plate, have a plate, don't stand and pick. That's where the calories creep in. So have a plate. The first thing I want you to put on that plate is your protein. Be mindful of the protein that you're putting on your plate. Second thing, put on some form of vegetables, something green, something like relatively healthy. And the last thing is when it comes to the treat side of things, select what you would like, put them on a plate, choose the ones that you actually want to eat, and don't just stand and graze. Because again, it's the grazing and the mindless eating is where the calories rack up. Take your plate, move away from wherever the food is, eat it elsewhere, try and avoid standing by it because then you have so much more of a tendency to just stand and pick. And that is where over Christmas, the calories going to like kind of going to creep in because everywhere we go, there seems to be an abundance of food and nibbles. I hate the word nibbles, but there seems to be no better word for it. So I put together a couple of food swaps and tips. Um, so roast potatoes. I'm not saying don't have any, have fewer, not none. So if you like you might have four, five, six on your plate, go for two. Creamy sauces. This is a really good tip for anyone like creamy sauces or gravy. Instead of pouring it out of a jug, spoon it on your plate. Spoon it over the place that you want because you'll still be able to get a reasonable like coverage if you want to put it over things or like you'll get a decent amount, but you're in control. Whereas if you pour it from a jug, you have a tendency to pour almost double the amount onto your plate and then you're likely just going to eat those calories anyhow. But if you were to spoon it on, you're still getting the enjoyment of eating the food whilst also not having an abundance of it on your plate. When it comes to your meat, so any form of turkey, ham, chicken, fish, double portion, sod it, go hell for leather on it, I don't care. Go double portion on your protein. Your protein is going to be what's going to fill you up. If we can always prioritize protein over the next 17 days, you're likely going to be telling yourself, actually, I don't need all this additional food. I don't need to eat all the other bits. So I would say prioritize protein and double portion it. I have a feeling, talking of protein, let me just check my chicken because I don't know if I just heard a buzz up. 1 second, guys, 1 second. I will be back. Yeah, right, I'm back. Gosh, on my head be it if I'd burnt his chicken. I've turned it off. I've turned it off. Thank you. So, it's hot. He got a chicken from Waitrose. And like an incredible chicken. I don't really eat chicken. I'm digressing. But it's a really good chicken, and I didn't want to burn it. So when it comes to meat, W portion. When it comes to desserts, select ones you really like. Like, don't hold back. You don't need to not eat these things. But I don't know about you, but for me, if there's a lot of different like desserts on the side, or especially if you go to a party where there's lots of mini things, I will just stand and eat them. Be like, no, I don't know if I'll even like that. I'll try another one. Don't mindlessly eat them. Pick the ones that you like, pick the ones that you want to eat, and actually just enjoy them. Things like sausage rolls, quiches, things that are typically a little bit more on the beige category, Don't you can still eat them, but maybe just have like one or two of them if they're like mini ones instead of having loads. Crisps, put them on a plate. Don't dip your hand in. You'll eat so many more if you put your hand in. Get yourself like a little bowl, a little plate, put them in that and eat them. You'll be surprised at how many calories you can save through doing that. Cheese boards. Pick two cheeses that you love and eat them. You don't have to eat everything. Crackers, biscuits, swap them for apples, swap them for grapes. You can either reduce, limit them, or just skip them altogether. But if you can swap them for apples or grapes, something like that to go with your cheeses, that's a really good place to start. Chocolates, again, pick your favorites, stick with them. Another thing I find as well with chocolates, leave the wrappers on your side. Then you psychologically know how many you've eaten. Because with anything that is small and mini, your brain isn't registering necessarily that you're eating it. And so you'll be more inclined to eat more of them. Whereas if you leave out your wrappers in front of you, you will be more mindful of how many you've eaten and you'll be less likely to keep eating them. So, key takeaways from this. I know I've just said a lot. Protein at every meal, especially breakfast, especially breakfast. Most important meal of the day when it comes to protein. Eat high protein before events. If you're going out to an event, make sure you're having a high protein lunch if you're going out for dinner or even just like a couple of hours before, because that is going to curb your need and want to binge eat on nibbles or like snacky bits. Eat. So, and also, this is a key takeaway. People have a real tendency to do this. Don't skip a meal before you go to an event. If you think you're going to go to an event and you're like, I'm going to save some calories by not eating before I go, you're actually going to end up going to that event and you're going to eat double the amount. You want to go to something like an event, a party, even like a meal, relatively, not completely full, but like you feel like you've eaten, not starving, because the hungrier you are, the more you're going to eat. And these are typically foods that aren't going to be the best for you. If you can go having had a high protein meal, lots of fiber, you're going to be fuller for longer and it's going to help you reduce your calorie intake. So don't stand by the buffet table. Go take your plate, stand somewhere else, talk to people somewhere else. Don't pick while you're cooking. I would say I don't do the cooking, but when I do the cooking, I have a tendency to be like one for me, one for the pound, one for me, one for the pound. Try to avoid doing that because again, these are where the secret calories in. The alcohol decision tree. I love a glass of wine. I'd be a hypocrite if I told people not to drink any wine or not to drink any alcohol over Christmas because I love it. So if you want to try and stay reasonably on track or mindful of getting into January feeling good, I want you to ask yourself these questions before you have your alcohol. Do I want this or am I drinking it just through habit because everybody else is drinking it? Like, are you actually going to enjoy that additional drink? Are you going to enjoy the drink? Is it worth your calories or is it not really? Like, because if it's not really worth it, just don't do it. Like, you don't need to drink it. But then, like for me, I love a glass of sparkling wine. And sometimes I get to like a Friday and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to drink it. So I'll drink it and I'll really enjoy it. But like, if you don't know if you fancy it or not, you don't like try to avoid falling into that trap of just drinking it for the sake of it. Another question to ask yourself is like, are you going to thank yourself for it tomorrow? How will you feel about having drunk all the additional alcohol tomorrow? Here are some simple alcohol swaps you can do. So anything sugary cocktails like porn star martinis, mojitos, I don't know, like anything basically with lots of juice in it. Try and avoid those and go for something like a dry martini. I have no problem with that. I quite like a martini. An old fashioned, if you can go for like lower sugar syrups as well, and gin and tonics. Ideally like slimline is perfect. Vodka and tonics. Even like with some other flavouring bits, as long as it's not got high quantity of sugar syrups in it. Wine. Go for a small glass. I know this sounds really boring, but go for a small glass over a large glass because your mind will still know that you've had a glass of wine, and actually you'll psychologically count in small glasses, not in large glasses. Like you'll just be like, oh, I've already had 3 glasses of wine. Whereas your brain, even if you had a large glass, would be like, oh, I've had 3 glasses of large like wine, but it'll be bigger. So just go for the smaller ones. If you want to, with like white wine, add a bit of soda in it, like make it a bit of a longer drink, reduce the calories again. For every wine or every drink of alcohol you have, try and get, say, um, a lime and soda in between those. So your body still, you can still chat to people and feel like you're drinking, but you're actually just drinking fizzy water and lime cordial. Or like, um, try and break it up with a different drink like a Diet Coke or something, so you're not continuously drinking the alcohol, you're having a bit of a break, because that will also reduce your consumption whilst also feeling like you're part of something worse, also feeling you're drinking like everyone else. Beer, have like one alcohol to one alcohol free, one alcohol to one alcohol free as well. But just try and make sure that you're breaking it up with water in between. The drink rule. First of all, the first drink, once you've questioned it and if you're happy with your decision to drink it, like by all means, I'm not telling anybody to not drink, enjoy it. Like make sure you enjoy that drink. If you're giving yourself permission to drink it, if I can enjoy it, go for it. Second drink, third drink, make a decision, make an intentional decision of re-asking those questions. Do I really want to drink it? Can I break it up with having a water? Can I break it up with having a Diet Coke? Um, and like have a think about it that way. So alcohol ultimately isn't actually the problem. It's more the mindless consumption of alcohol and of food that then has a tendency to lure us in and build that, increase our calories, then ultimately make us feel more sluggish, make us feel a bit slower, make us feel less likely to be active and put on weight. Training and movement. So, food and drink is a massive part, but so is training and movement. I don't mean you standing in the gym doing 2 hours of strength training. No way. So, when it comes to December, this is your training rule. Something always beats nothing. I don't care if that is you going out for a 5 minute walk. I don't care if that's you breaking up your working day by doing bursts of star jumps every hour on the hour. I don't care if that's you going out and doing a 10, 15, 20, 30 minute workout. Anything you do is better than doing nothing at all. I want you to prioritize in this order. Strength training, aim for 2 to 3 sessions per week. Like I say, it doesn't matter about the duration that you're doing it for. Anything is better than nothing. But aim to do 2 to 3 and plan it in your calendar. Don't rely on oh, I'll do it a bit later. Plan it, structure it, stick with your timetable and get it done. Make it like an appointment, a meeting at work. You wouldn't cancel on it. Just show up, get it done. Secondly, keeping your steps. Steps is so crucial to weight loss. It's so important. So I put here about 7 to 10,000 per day, but I would actually ultimately say whatever you're doing now, if you've got a smartwatch, whether you've got it on your phone, aim to go to about stick with your average or go 10% over, especially on the push days. 10% over. So say at the moment you're doing, let's say 8,000 steps, aim for 8,800 if you can. Number three, short intensity bursts. Like I just mentioned a minute ago, this isn't for everyone, not everybody enjoys doing this, but if you can get up every hour at work, do a walk around the block, or every couple of hours, go on a walk around the block. Just something, if you have a walking pad at home, can you walk and do some of your work? Is there an opportunity to take a meeting on the phone while you're walking around, like while you're taking it on a walk if you don't have to be at a laptop or make notes? Even just doing like standing up while you're doing the cooking and just do 10 squat jumps, just trying to add little short bursts of exercise into your day that are 100% not even going to interrupt on your routine whatsoever. So, dipping back to those lanes, lane one, on your push day, these are planned days in your calendar. I would like you to commit to yourself to doing one 20 to 45-minute strength workout. One on that day. I would like you to commit to doing 8,000 to 11,000 steps. Again, if for you that is a very high amount to what you're currently doing, say you're only doing, let's say 6,000 on a good day. On a push day, I want you to increase that by 10 to 20%. So you're challenging yourself on those days. But remember, these are only a few days out of the 17 days. I would like you to aim for 7.5 hours sleep. For any mums, I know that's a lot harder. It's easier said than done because sometimes sleep is completely out of our control. But if we can aim for 7 hours sleep or even 7 hours rest in bed, that will put you in good stead to wanting to stick to the healthy habits the next day, because we all know that it's when we're tired, when we're sluggish, when we're just feeling a bit blur, that we're going to reach for the carbs, we're going to reach for the sugar. And ultimately, that's going to peak our energy levels. And what goes up must come down. So you come crashing down. And then that's when you reach for more sugar. So before you know it, when you're tired, you end up on a slippery slope that looks a lot like that with your sugar. And your insulin follows as well. And that's where your gateway to fat loss closes. Aim on your push days for high protein meals. Try and get, this is not specific. If people want specific protein goals that they want to be reaching, that's different for everybody. So contact me directly and I can work them out for you. That's not a problem. But as a general rule of thumb, over the Christmas period, during your push days, aim for high protein meals, so breakfast, lunch, and dinner, at least 30 grams per meal. 30 grams per meal. Protein is much easier to calculate than tracking your calories, but if you can be getting at least 30 grams per meal, that's going to put you in a good starting position to be fuller for longer. Lane 2, your whole days. Reducing your steps a little bit, aiming for your current average step count, or between about 7,000 to 10,000 steps. Aim for at least 6+ hours sleep where you can. If you can get more, fantastic. That's really helpful. But let's be realistic. Sometimes it can be hard to get many more than 6, if sometimes you can even get that amount, especially if you have young kids. High protein meals on your whole days. If you can get at least 20 grams of protein per meal, that's a really good place to start. Again, remember, you can top these up with things like protein shakes. You don't have to be going to the gym lifting weights to be drinking protein shakes. Protein is just a really good way to hold on to your muscle mass and build your muscle mass. So if you don't feel like you get enough protein in your diet and you're not in a position to increase your protein, like perhaps you're a vegetarian, you struggle to add more protein into it, then protein shakes are a really good way of doing it. I would always say go for real, like meat or fish or lentils or tofu first, but if you struggle with that, add in protein shakes. Lane 3, enjoy your days. The days that you're like your enjoy days are pre-decided. You can drop your steps lower on these days, but you don't have to. If you can still keep high step count, go for it. But if you can't, aim for about 5,000 to 7,000 steps. Again, keep in your sleep at about 6+ hours if you can. And aiming for high protein meals, again, around 20 grams of protein, because both the sleep and the high protein meals are going to stop you reaching for carbs. They're going to stop you from trying to eat or like eating too much food, because they're going to keep you fuller for longer and you're not going to have so much of the energy crashing. Now, if we do have a little bit too much, particularly of alcohol, and you wake up feeling a little bit frosty-headed, then here's the thing. You have a 24-hour reset rule. This is not the day to push, but this is also not the day to have an enjoy day. This is the day to have a maintenance day. You don't do any punishing workouts. You can do light workouts. You're not going to go starving yourself. I don't want you to have any guilt either. No guilt. Guilt is not allowed. If you stick to this plan throughout the next 17 days, there is no guilt needed to be had. On any form of hangover, or if perhaps you are lacking in sleep or you're not feeling your best, focus on protein. There is a theme running through all of this. Protein, just keep eating loads of protein, loads of protein. Um, Protein focused meals, adding in protein shakes if you can. Lots of fruit, lots of vegetables as well. Lots of vegetables. Peppers, really high in vitamin C. Um, Water and electrolytes. Don't rely on water alone to hydrate you. Add in electrolytes because they are really, really good. They're the best way to hydrate yourself, even like on a day-to-day basis. I would always recommend having electrolytes as well. Um, get yourself out for a walk. No matter how you're feeling, how shitty you're feeling, get some fresh air, get out for a walk. Whether it's walking to the end of your street and back, or around the block, or going on an hour walk, get some fresh air and get some steps in. And then early night, got to go to bed early. No staying up watching too much TV, back to bed early. Now, I never want you to miss twice. If you have one off day, if you fuck up once, that's okay. You're human. It happens to us all. If it's two in a row, that's when you're forming a pattern. So if you have one day where you feel like you've like, not, and I'm not talking about your enjoy days. I'm talking about when it's meant to be your push or your maintenance days. If you have an off day on one of those, and then that's fine. But if you have two in a row, then you need to have a word with yourself. If you have one off day, you need to reset fast. So it's not necessarily about you falling off track. It's all about how quickly you can get back on track. So as soon as you think, actually, do you know what? I've slightly lost control over my food, slightly lost control over my alcohol consumption, get straight back on track then. Don't leave it to the end of the week. Don't leave it to the end of the day. Don't leave it till, oh, do you know what? I'll start again tomorrow. As soon as you realize it, just try and get yourself back on track. Because your speed of your recovery, the speed you get over this, is far better than you trying to reach for perfection every single day. It's about being mindful on healthier choices, not perfection. So I have rambled on to you for about 35 minutes now, and I have got you some homework to do. So it's all well and good to me telling you what the information you need to do to stay on track. But it's now down to you to put this into play and make it work for you, make it work for your lifestyle and your next 17 days. So we've all got our calendar probably full of lots of events and lots of things that are going on. But now I would like you, like I say, I will send you this recording. Um, but I want you to take 20 minutes to yourself, open up your calendar, write down and mark out, put it in your calendar like you would a meeting at work, blocking the day out when your push days are, when your hold days are, and when your enjoy days are. Like you would if you're going on annual leave from work. You're like, fuck this is my last day, I'm on holiday. I want you to do the same for your enjoy days. Put those enjoy days in, like, yeah, these are my holiday days. These are the days I'm just going to go enjoy myself and not worry about anything. These are my push days and these are my hold days. And you should have the next 17 days blocked out with those three lanes. I also would like you to put in your non-negotiables as well. So how much protein you're going to be eating daily. Like ideally aiming for like 20 grams or 30 grams on your push days. And how many steps roughly you're currently doing now, and how many steps you want to aim for on your push days, your hold days, and your enjoy days. When you're going to get your 2 to 3 workouts in over the Christmas period, so whether that be, by all means, go for more if you can do more, but if you can try and get 2 to 3 workouts in, let's say per week, so you've got 17 days, so a few more than 2, 3. But like if you can get those in, schedule them, put them into your calendar, make them non-negotiable appointments, tell your family, tell your friends, let them know, like if your partner's at home or anything like that, say, please, I'm going to go out and do a workout this time. Please, can you look after the kids? Or please, can you make sure I actually go outside and do this workout? 10, 15, 20 minutes, don't mind what it is, just get it done and get some movement into your days. Number 6, make your like make your one alcohol boundary. Like how many drinks is going to be your boundary? How many for you is going to be your cutoff? Um, and another one, I want you to write down, stick it on your fridge, stick it where you would, like anywhere you might want to put your goals, somewhere where you see it a lot. Write down how you want to feel on the 2nd of January. So like, how do you want to go into January?
Wacht eens met een verlengkabel.
Huh? Do you want to go in feeling motivated? Do you want to go in feeling energized? Or when you come to the 2nd of January, will you just be happy with feeling like, do you know what? I was pretty on the ball before through December and into January, and I'm feeling good. Write down how you want to feel. And number 8, make one promise to yourself, to your January self, about what you're going to do over the next 17 days that you promise to yourself you're going to commit to make you feel better in January. So that's your homework. I've recorded this and I will send it all through to you. I would like to know when you have done your homework and if you need any help with the accountability side of things, if you need any help with how much protein you need to be eating, if you need help even with guidance for some workouts. I know some of you, not all of you here are part of the online group, but if you would like some guidance on workouts over between Christmas, like from now until January, let me know and I can write you some workouts down that you can do in your spare time. That's not a problem at all. But has anybody got any questions? I've spoken a lot, and if you got any questions, now is the time to shout away. Oh,
I've got a question.
go for it.
I have quite a few days where I have to spend a lot of time in a car.
Hmm.
So yeah, what do I do on those days? Because we leave very early in the morning and then we arrive at my family's house and I can't really say to them, okay, now I'm off for an hour walk and then a
Yeah,
workout. Bye.
yeah, totally get that. So
So,
what I would do personally on those days is look at it like we would our calorie goal. If you can pocket some extra steps on other days, like if you've got, um, let's say, other days where you can go on longer walks and get over your, say, 10,000 steps, use those as a contribution towards the days that you can't. So look at it as a weekly step target, step goal.
okay. Yeah.
You can share it around. On the days where you're in a car, again, focus on your protein. Try and reduce your carbs if you can. I know it's harder for you because you're vegetarian as well, aren't you? So
Hmm.
try and where you can try and reduce your carbs, but just focus on getting your protein in. And when you're in a car, I think a lot of time, I don't know, I eat through boredom because it's kind of something to do. And the way I curb that, because when we drive to Cornwall, if I've got snacks in front of me, I will just sit and eat them. But I have to only buy snacks when we stop, or only buy food when we stop. I might have a banana or an apple or something like that in the car. But I've had to give up on having bags of
Yeah.
crisps and stuff. So we don't do
Yeah,
that.
we don't really, we make the same snacks for us as we do for our children.
Yeah.
So our children have cheese and three types of vegetable, and because
Hmm.
we want them to eat healthy and we don't want to,
Yeah.
yeah, have,
I think that's perfect. That's absolutely fine to eat those kind of things and snacks. Just try and get your steps in on the other days where you can't
okay.
do them on those.
Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions? No? Okay, so remember this. You don't need more willpower. This isn't about willpower. This is going to be about structure. The next 17 days are about structure, knowing when to push, knowing when to hold, knowing when to enjoy. I would really recommend either tonight or tomorrow just sitting down, planning your next 17 days. Because once you've got structure, once you've got control over those, you'll feel so much more in control over the decisions that you're going to make. Consistency over perfection every day for the next 17 days. Keep the momentum going, even if you can't get your workouts in like normal. Let me know. I can reduce the length of them. But what we need to do is just keep moving in the right direction, keep the momentum, and go for momentum and discipline over motivation every time. So that is enough from me. Um, no more questions, or if you've got, I mean, if you've got any more questions, then let me know. If not, you can always message me after. If you need any tweaking with your program, let me know now. From Thursday this week, I will probably be reducing how much time I'm working. I'm working normal till Thursday. Then I'll be reducing down. So, like Mark, if you're going back to Belgium, if you want some workouts or anything, maybe with less equipment, or if anyone's traveling and wants workouts with no equipment, body weight bands, give me a heads up and I can start putting them in now for you. That's not a problem. But I will let you crack on with your evenings. Thank you so much, ladies, and I will send
Thank
you all
you.
through the recordings as well. Speak to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.